friends, it's Kelly. Thanks so much for being here. Those are the dies I'm going to use on my layout. The first one is a toaster die. It's 5 pieces. And the second one is the toast and egg die. And you do get silverware with that die set, but I didn't use them in this layout. So I'm using a scalloped border on a yellow background, and that border is available at my website, and it's free. I can provide it to Cricut users too, but I'd need to get an email from you to send you the SVG. I'm going to do a demo on the chain stitch that I did all the way around the scallop border, and you simply go in from the bottom with your needle, come to the top and go under your previous stitch. It doesn't matter if you're starting at the very beginning, same thing. You go under your previous stitch and back through the hole you came from. So in from the bottom, under your previous stitch, and back through the hole you came from. I have quite a few stitching tutorials, as does Paige, if that was a little too quick for you. So I've used the chain stitch to also stitch the little toasters. There's a shadow and then there's a top part, and I've used coordinating patterns all from different collections. I did use this bunny and blooms for some of the ephemera, as well as the tag that's sticking out of the toaster. So I tried to think of a fun new way to use some of the items in the die set, and one of them is this scrambled egg. And what I decided to do was use it as the O in my title. You'll see a little bit of my title here. I actually cut out 2 of everything and sandwiched them together with some spellbinder foam. It's made especially for your die cut machine, and it works like a breeze. It's just used instead of foam dots, and I think it looks nicer and your item lies more evenly, like when it's an item like this. So I cut out 2 white pieces of cardstock, and then I backed it with foam, and now I'm actually going to add a little light pink shadow just to help it stand off of the light background. So I did the same thing with the egg yolk. I cut out 2 yellow cardstock pieces, and then the very top piece, which would be the 3rd piece, was cut from a yellow pattern paper, and I sandwiched them all together and glued it on top of the egg white. I think this just gives the item a lot of nice dimension instead of just using it, you know, single layered and really flat on your project. So I used a font from the Silhouette Design store to make my title, and it's the circus font, and I chose it because my mornings can be kind of crazy, and you'll see that in my photo that I use on this layout. There's so much drama, it's crazy. I decided to kind of make it in a semicircle at the bottom of the page. I'm going to leave the toasters in place with my title there, and continue to just go through the ephemera I plan to use to make sure I have enough room for everything on my layout before I glue or tape anything down. Now I used the actual toast die to cut out some ephemera for my layout as well as my photos, and I thought it turned out so cute. There's a piece of toast that says keep calm and toast on, so there's my title. I actually used a Copic marker to color the ampersand because I didn't have one in the right color. So that's a little trick for you. I use them to color my black and white photos too. And it's just a way of having your photos be a little more similar on your layout rather than, you know, really variated coloring and tones. Changing them to black and white and then hand tinting them to match your layout is not only fun, but I think it looks really cute in the end. I also used the heart in the toaster die to make a little 3D heart. I placed it at the top left of my layout. Very simple to do. I cut out 4 little hearts and then glued them back to back. And when they fan open, they give the illusion of a little 3D heart. Just a little more dimension to put on your layout. So easy. So that's how I use the Scrap Diva design dies to make this layout. And now it's time to start gluing things down. And I'm going to try not to move too many things so that I can place them in the same areas approximately that I've laid them out here. So I am going to speed along and glue or tape everything down. And if you have any questions, please leave them in my comments section. I like to pop a lot of things up with my foam tape. That gives a lot of dimension to your project. And I get the foam tape at scrapbook.com. It comes in a pretty generous roll and the price is, I think, affordable. I've seen it for a lot more in other places. And so you'll see me add just a few finishing touches like the flowers, and I'm popping those up too. And I like to add gems and stickles. I usually use gold because that is sort of a neutral color, and I apply it with the end of a paintbrush, and I'm using quite a wide paintbrush tip here. You could also use your stylus or anything that you have that you can dip into paint. This is just a cheap paint from Joann's. I like it because it's not too yellowy. And there's my stickles, gold stickles, and then I'll add some gems and call it a day. So thanks again, Erica, for having me as a guest designer for Scrap Diva Designs this month. Be sure to check out the gals posting at scrapdiva.29 or at Scrap Diva Designs on Instagram. You can also search hashtag Scrap Diva Designs to do a catch-up if you've never visited before. And so thanks again for being here. And if you enjoyed my video, likes and subscribes are appreciated. Stay tuned for some close-ups. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.